Anna, Tavaren.
Yes.
You step onto the two-person gondola. Well, technically it's 4, but so you've got a bit of you got a bit of space.
Anna is going at the most in front that she can go, and is probably hanging a bit over the railing, looking at the bottom of the lagoon and trying to see if she can spot fishes and so. As soon as she's on the boat, and then looks back to Tavaren and says, "I don't get that. Is Plum interested in Ysdred now?"
I don't know. It's okay. We can just let's just get the next one. It's fine.
Oh, you're already on the boat.
We're already on
yes.
them, on it, but yeah.
So yeah. No, but, I mean. Pretty swan, right?
Yes.
Yes.
The swan turns around and in non-Sylvan, because every animal here does not speak Sylvan. Sort of ruffles its feathers. Thank you. I take care of my feathers minutiously. Do they not sparkle with the? Do they not sparkle as he shakes a bit, and you can see the water droplets sort of fly off, and
They
sort of
do. They do. What's your name?
I actually do have a name. Where are you? Featherine. There you go.
Oh, Featherine.
And there's a sort of a gentle bow of this sort of the swung the bow that almost you can see the neck sort of almost turns into itself.
Yeah. Anna will have a bow back and then say, "Featherine, would you mind me making your feathers really sparkle? I promise it goes away in an hour. No need for preening, no need for cleaning."
Preening and cleaning is half the fun, but go ahead.
And she's gonna blow in her hand and with prestidigitation just, "We have a sparkly swan."
Okay. The swan is sort of, there's a moment where the boat rocks a little bit as the swan goes, sort of moves, the sort of admires, and then realizes that the gondola before it, which is the one where your friends are, has sort of moved a little bit away, and so there's a bit of a jostle as it moves back into the current, because you've got to keep,
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a few, so as you come up to the first bend, you can see there's this sort of shimmering mist that has sort of enshrouded the surrounding of the carnival, sort of delimiting the. You can't see outside the carnival, basically. You cannot see Waterdeep from here. But on occasion, the mists do sort of encroach a little bit upon the gondola's way, and so there's a moment where you pass through it, and it's almost it swirls. You can actually almost touch it as you pass your hand through. You can see the swirls above you.
Ooh.
And here, I think for the first time, especially you, Tavaren, you can still feel the magic in the air, but you no longer hear the Calliope. This is a place where, again, this is why
we're in
music.
Between.
Yeah, it's protected in a way from the hustle and the bustle of the carnival. You can't hear the crowds or the music or the festivities. This is a place of introspection. And
is there like nature sounds, or
you can definitely hear the water. You can there seems to be sort of whispers, but they're not. But they're whispers of it's either wind or intimacy right? It's not, these are not, they're not creepy whispers in a way. They're sort of, yeah, it's there's a soothing, yeah, and I guess you would have maybe crickets or maybe birds on the end, but yes, imagine actually you were hearing what you are hearing right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Wow, it's so quiet here, isn't it? I don't even. I also don't even see the other swan gondola anymore. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll talk to the gondola to the swan some more then.
Yeah, I think you muted on that one.
Anna's just enjoying the trip and probably looking at the water a lot. And then, yeah. But if you want to talk to this one, go ahead.
Go ahead, talk to this one. All
It's
right.
no. I wanted to talk to you, but you weren't saying anything back, so I was like, oh, okay.
Je n'en ai pas aimé du tout.
Oh, sorry. I was just looking at the sparkly water. It's gorgeous.
It's very pretty. Yeah. I mean, do you think that the water is always like this here, or is it just because the carnival's here? Because it changes a lot, right?
I mean, I don't even think there's supposed to be water here on a regular basis. If I remember properly where we're supposed to be when the carnival's not there, I don't think there's water here.
Oh. Yeah, I never studied the water Davian geography all that much. I just sort of walk around and appreciate what I see around me, I guess. Don't really study the maps.
Yeah, I guess there are some places where maps are not really useful. For instance, if we manage to go into the Feywilds, apparently maps are not useful.
Yeah, no, they're not. So I've heard. Yeah, no, it's the change, isn't it? Lots of things change. Like they bring some Fey realm into here, and then everything changes.
Apparently.
Which is interesting, like, because the portal to the Fey realms that they have in their own carnival, but it's something that moves from place to place. And I also don't I don't think they pack up and drive it somewhere. I think it just sort of disappears and reappears somewhere else, which is it's a moving portal in a sense.
Apparently, with Fae, you have to learn to bend the physics that you've learned over here.
Yes.
Any opinion?
About Fae.
No. I'm talking to Feather Flutter, or what was his name
yes.
again? Because they've stayed quite silent.
Oh, you can definitely understand that the swan has been attentively sort of thinking about this and says, oh, well, how would you know? if anything is actually real.
That's a good question.
Ooh.
Also,
I'm not
I mean-
huge on philosophy, I must say.
do you think that have you always been at the carnival, or like did you originally come from the wilds?
I believe that I have always been here.
Okay.
But then again, how do I know if I exist?
Well, for one thing, you can pull a boat. Now there could be Can you stop?
There's I could. That's how you get off.
Yes, but can you stop here?
Ooh. I can. And so you sort of again there's the you hear that the I guess yes he would stop. Actually, considering that, I will ask you, Tavaren. From a scale to 1 to 5, how deep is the mist in the place where you stop? 1 being fairly clear, you could see the gondola in front and maybe the one behind you. 5 being you can barely see the front of,
Like
the,
a
of
3.
the swan. A 3? Okay. Oh. I can't stop for long.
No,
There is
no.
somebody behind you.
But and like because when this one, I'm assuming that the gondola is being lower of all the boat is being pulled by ropes.
Yes, the swan actually does have a sort of harness.
Yeah.
And so yes, the swan
that would mean that
stops, but the gondola sort of
we would
moves a little bit
towards him, and then like yeah, I think once we're almost there. Like there's a hand already reaching over the edge, and then oh, can I touch you?
Ah, well, as a swan, I do not enjoy being goosed.
What goosey? What?
No, that's an American expression. When you put somebody up, you know, look it up.
I mean, I wanted to touch you to see if you're real.
Oh, well, yes.
And then like, ooh, soft.
Yes.
Probably. Assuming like.
Yeah,
didn't
it is.
go-
It is very soft, sparkly dawn. Yeah. But then, if you know that I am real, how do I know that you are real?
Well, if I wasn't real, would I? I mean, would you be able to understand? Would like if I wasn't real, and I was having a conversation with you in the gondola with my friend here earlier, like would I, if I was an illusion, would I be wasting time talking to other illusions?
Ah, well, you could be figments of my imagination that I amuse myself with.
Okay, true. But you felt it when I touched you, right?
Of course, I feel many things.
Yes. Or do you feel fish in the water?
He sort of thinks a moment. There's a shift. No, not currently.
Do you eat fish in the water?
No, we are fed. We are not to. We are not to eat the fish in the water.
Is the water even? Is
Wait, there are no fish in the water?
no, there are.
No, you've
You're not
seen.
supposed to eat them.
You've
Okay.
seen sort of schools of shimmering, sort of silver, small fish, but almost sort of reflecting they sparkle in addition to the water. They feel perfect. Does that make sense?
Where would we end up if we if you put us off on the side of the little river here? Like, where would we be then?
Oh. Well, I guess you would disappear. But that just means that maybe you weren't real.
Yeah, no, I mean more worried about whether we would still be near Waterdeep or if we would be on somewhere else.
I do not know.
Maybe not a good idea to try it out then. Right, Anna? Yeah, you can
Yeah,
keep going.
no,
We don't want to get in the way of the previous.
Oh, yes, let us move forward.
Yeah, I don't want to step out if we don't know where we're gonna end up. That doesn't sound like a good plan.
Thank you, because the GM has no idea. I think that for let's say that for at least a half an hour, there's this debate about this one clearly is having an existential crisis, or at least debating existence in general.
Which means that Anna probably tunes it out for the majority of the ride, because if there's one thing she has absolutely no interest in, is philosophy.
But this is not philosophy, right? This is literally in a world of magic and in a world of illusions and the world of Fae. It is literally, it could be very well a question.
It like you can tell, and I think you can tell this with like with very little insight, you can tell that Tavaren is really into this conversation.
So not to play out the whole conversation, but how does Tavaren manage debate? What kind of insight or what kind of wisdom does Tavaren have with regards to this conversation?
Well, he's very much going into the okay, but like, you know, he's very much into the whole, yeah, but what is reality? And also just like, yeah, like the whole question of like, wait, but are you real? Am I real? Like, there's probably like a moment of like, wait, am I? I think so.
Oh, okay, Tavaren, I want you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Alright. 12.
12. That's too bad for that 24. I was really hoping a low score just to see that you come out of there going, am I real? Could have been fun. I guess, well, I mean, there's one aspect of it I think that maybe you could explore is your summoner. Is this swan summoned? And are summoned creatures real in a sense?
I think because that is a good question, and I think Tavaren is on the spectrum of yes, they are real.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a slight bit of concern in his head of like, what if someone uses a summoning spell and I suddenly like show up somewhere else?
Right. Okay, yeah, I like that. So does this conversation sort of lean you towards one conclusion or another?
No, because like I think he's a bit chaotic, and he's still trying to very much engage in a conversation with Anna.
Mm-hmm.
But he probably will still go like, oh, what? Like he will just continuously get distracted by the other conversation, and probably also accost Anna with questions like, what would happen if someone summoned you?
I mean, you're the summoner.
What if someone summons you?
Yeah. No, I get that. The question is, why can you summon some people but some creatures but not others? Is the first question, and the second question is, I know there are spells to banish or dismiss someone from a plane. So
Alright,
is
yes.
that a reverse invocation? That's actually a good question. I should talk about that with Darius when I come back. That's a good.
Yeah, no, yeah,
That'll
no,
be a
yeah, indeed, there
good
is
discussion.
spells that could banish people back to their own plane. Yeah, good point.
So that's the
So,
anti-summon spell.
yes, no, how, so what would it take to summon you?
Huh. Hmm.
Better cookies?
Probably my dancing slippers.
Okay, yeah, I've seen those.
What could you add to that to convince me to come? Darla is the cook at the Thunderstaff mansion. Darla's little you know her bread rolls, her little sweet bread rolls.
Yeah.
I should have packed those for the trip.
You
Okay,
might. I
okay.
mean, we have not determined what exactly the rations you've received from the cook are, but I'm pretty sure that that's included.
And how many magic components do you usually have for a summoning spell like that? Just one?
Depends on what you're trying to summon.
In theory, you would have to add. What would be? Probably a good cup of tea.
Slippers, cupcakes, and tea.
And you? What would I use to summon you, Tavaren?
Okay, Anna,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to ask you to play the exact expression on your face as you say that.
It's mischievous and completely. It's open curiosity and mischievousness.
Okay, Tavaren, I need an insight check.
Okay.
I want to know how badly you fail this. Oh, wow! Yeah, okay, you know what? Something in this moment means that you know exactly where you stand, exactly how, exactly Anna's intent. So please, Anna, could you please explain? Continue with the way you were doing things.
Anna's mostly throwing back the question. Also, in her playful way, just kind of. It's not playing wit, but it's really throwing back the question and having fun with him.
Uh-huh.
She's really just she's having fun. That's a direction of the discussion that she's genuinely having fun in, and so she throws back the question because you're a good friend.
Yeah, which makes it all the more awkward when within half a heartbeat he already responds, you.
Anna, insight.
Yeah.
Tavaren, charisma saving throw.
Fair. Wait, why is he not doing that? Come on. Yeah,
Oh,
that makes makes sense. Like, I have high wisdom. Charisma, not so much.
Yeah. I know that. I love the. Okay, so we've got a 14 and an 8. Yeah, I guess. Tavaren. I think Tavaren lets that slip, right? And I don't think Tavaren knew what he was saying until he heard that word come out his mouth.
No, not entirely, no.
So.
Like, the blushing is definitely happening.
Oh,
I guess.
definitely. This is a moment. This is a red moment. You and I, Jan, know why Tavaren has difficulty in controlling the color shade of his face, right?
Yes.
But Anna, so how do you react on this?
Anna
Go ahead.
has a second of confusion of, wait, what? Did I hear that properly? And then starts blushing a little and giggles. It's not a mocking laugh by any means. It's a giggle. I don't exactly know where to put myself right now because I wasn't expecting that.
How long is the awkward silence?
Like, I think there's at least a few full-ass seconds before Tavaren goes, no, I also mean the cakes, of course.
Okay. Contested roll again. I want you to make a
Perception,
deception check,
fair.
and Anna go. And we are going at Anna's passive. You can either roll or you can go with your passive insight. You know what? Roll, and we'll take which one is higher because.
That was a terrible.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I did pretty well, but
You
no.
did very, very well. It's just too bad it's not enough on a charisma. Okay, so I think. You know what? I think that's what it is, right? Anna, you. Whatever.
Recognize that he's full of shit right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You recognize Tavaren may be very good. It said, "Oh no, that was a slip up." I was whatever, right? You're very convincing, but you know better. You've known him. You can see it on his face. Whatever words is, there's something behind what you're going. Wait, there's something different. How do you react to that?
Anna has I mean, Tavaren, you've never seen Anna be shy. She's always either self-possessed and dignified when she's usually with her family, and in public settings, or she's mischievous and kind of not the soul of the party, but always launching something or some activity, some animation. She's always in movement in some way.
She's a blur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She gets quiet, looks at you a bit side-eyed, and seems not frozen, but not to know what to do with herself in that moment.
Well, that's definitely mirrored.
Yeah.
Because Tavaren's now also like...
It takes a moment, right? And I think it's about that moment where Featherine, so as you cross out of this misty bank that sort of where this interaction has been happened, or that it's just happened, words. And as he comes out, he turns his slender neck towards you and says, But what is joy? And basically, I think that's where we sort of end that particular scene as we move about, and we move to the next hour. As we move forward in time, people have not been leaving. People are waiting for the Witchlight Monarch for the crowning, but you can definitely see that people have gone a bit more mellow. They're looking for the cozier rides, right? That there's less dragonflies, more gondolas. The Calliope itself, the music has sort of wound just a little bit down because you would know this, Plum. This is sort of the calm before the storm, where we let people rest a little bit, take their time, gather up their energy. So there's a lot of people at the feasting orchard, for example, and then after that, just rise up for the crowning of the Witchlight Monarch.
As we step down from the gondolas and are reunited again, Anna will come up because, I mean, we've had at least a couple of 10 minutes or so of awkward silence in the gondola.
You know what? roll me 2d10, please.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. The full 20 minutes.
19 is not full 20.
No, but come on, rolling 2d10 and you're getting a 10 and a 9. I mean,
I know.
Yeah.
It feels like longer than 20 minutes, but
there
it was
go,
19. I was counting them.
Fair. Well, actually, the third metaphysical question that I have for Featherine is: in a world so full of magic, is time an illusion? We have the answer here.
In the words of a very wise faun, time is a soup.
Yes, time is soup.
Anna will come over and gather everyone in a group and say, if I remember properly, Mr. Light and Mr. Witch told us that the Midnight Monarch gets a wish or something, right?
A blessing.
A blessing? Can we pick that blessing, or is it something in general?
So, Plum, you would know this, and so I will answer for you in this case, which is the crowning specifically is a charm. It gives the wielder of the crown a charm that allows them flight.
Okay.
For several times.
Yeah, so that's not what we want, but maybe we could use the opportunity of talking to them basically, if one of us is crowned monarch, what we could do is, we know of one person who asked us for help and who cannot enter Prismeer.
They cannot because they do not have the way.
No, they cannot because they told us even if they find a way,
True.
They cannot enter.
True.
So, if we ask Mr. Witch and Mr. Light to reveal to them the clue, because they cannot enter that way, it's not. The bargain would still stand. Then Kettlestream can tell us or help us cross into Prismeer.
What?
Well, the letter works also.
Yeah. And with Faye, the letter of the letter is everything.
Or sending would work, I guess. Even though they would have to send it back to us, but yeah.
Well, if Kettle Stream does get they're a Kenku, so
Yeah.
memory and imitation is.
There's 40. They're gonna be able to say it exactly in their voice, whichever reveals it to us, Mr. Light or Mr. Witch.
Right.
I think it's worth a try. But we can't do that until the big top, until the crowning.
Sure.
You see Plum clasp his hand. Oh, which is the next location?
Wait, say that again, Plum.
Wait,
You're
say that-
mumbling.
yeah.
You're mumbling into the microphone.
Mumble.
You're good.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So, which is the next location we are going then?
I picked this one, so if anyone has a choice.
No, I was also on board with the last one, not because you chose it.
While Tavaren is speaking like that, how is he doing while I'm observing him?
Yo,
But like he's bumbling a bit, so I'm like, huh.
I will give you a performance check, and then you just need to roll an insight check better than that.
Deal.
There we go.
Oh!
You cannot fail.
Hey, you never know.
Like, Ysdred is probably just looking at you, maybe a bit too close, like physically, like for comfort,
Yeah.
and turns back to Plum and just say, "Now tread."
Oh. Yes.
Now he is.
Yeah.
Was already, yeah.
Yeah, I think you know what, Ysdred. I'm not gonna have you. I think a nat 1 is still in your passive insight. So yeah, I would think that Plum and Ysdred, while you don't know the details, I think that you would get in. Anna, can we have a performance check on your end, actually?
Yes.
I mean, your performance is stellar, so that's a bit cheating, but.
You never know.
Absolutely.
I've been coached by the best.
I mean, even on the natural one, like with disadvantage would have been, but like then it would still have been a 7.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been coached by my mother.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but
and by
guys,
Archfey.
And
it's
Really?
a Thunderstaff. It's normal. It's a Thunderstaff.
So,
it's okay.
so the two of them step out of this gondola, and one of them seems totally chill, and one of them is like,
And you can see, and oh, by the way, you can see that the swan Featherine has joined the others, and they're. Everybody knows about it. So yes, I would say Plum, Ysdred, at least on you can read the entire previous scene on Tavaren's face. You don't know the details, of course. You don't know exactly what's said, but you can know that something did not go to plan. Yeah.
Something awkward.
Yeah, awkward. Yeah, you can read that. You can. I mean, if Ysdred, you could stab the tension in the air.
Did something happen?
I grab Ysdred and drag her with me.
What? Am I
Too
not?
obvious. Too obvious. Come on. Too obvious. We had to talk about this. Come on.
But, okay.
We're going to the Pixie Kingdom.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
To be honest, I think that as you're sort of leaning the way sort of south around, you are accosted by Kettlesteam, who now in sort of a Kenku voice, that sort of mix matched of words and accents and voices, basically and gestures basically saying, so what do we do? Do you have a plan? What are
Yes.
what are we stealing?
Nothing. We have another way.
Literally, you hear the wow.
But you are essential to the plan. I need to be absolutely sure. You cannot cross into Prismeer. Is that right?
Right.
You're gonna be our ticket in.
Ticket?
Yes.
How?
Mr. Witch and Mr. Light are bound by a bargain.
Wait, those are not the words. It's not about can, it's about want.
No, it's about can.
I should reflect that this, it can. Those who want to. Oh no, actually want to, but no.
Want.
Yeah, but
Wording, and you said the wording was precise, and you say want.
yes.
So.
But Kettlestream did also say that they didn't want to go, but they need someone to investigate and see what happened to Sibylna, right?
Sure, but maybe you should ask them if they want.
Yes. So Kettlestream, do you want to go into Prismeer? For
There's
this to work.
I think there's a moment where Kettlestream sort of, you see the sort of beak go down and sort of in reflection, maybe sort of a scratching of the foot on the ground, and says, "You go."
Yes.
Then and you hear the whistle of the kettle.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. And the don't is don't, as in somebody, you might have heard from a mother to a child or whatnot. Don't. Again, the whistle's in. Don't. Danger.
Good. And I'll explain the plan.
Okay. We can I apologize to my players, but I did make you a promise that we were going to end this. So, we'll go through the Pixie Kingdom and the bubble teapot and that kind of thing. But in the interest of time, I think we fast forward a bit. Well, you have, as we leave the five of you sort of whispering and Kettlesteam sort of nodding and sort of maybe sometimes clapping hands with the details of the plan. We move forward in time, and I would ask you, is there anything final that you would like to do here?
No.
I would ask, do you meet Palasha for the singing?
Yes, that is something that at least Anna would do if no one else is interested, but Anna is not going to turn down an offer from...
Okay.
Ysdred is interested also.
Okay. Again, this happens sort of onto the side. The sort of side of the Silver Song Lake, sort of maybe a bit behind the sort of just on the side, and it does attract attention, right? As in, because whenever she sings, people sort of flock to it. It takes about an hour, so that occupies your time. Again, this is offered to all four of you, so any who might want to join may. If you decide to join into the specifically into the contest, you may actually add that into your notes, as in, that you had a singing train. Well, you were trained by a siren, basically, in song, or a mermaid, not a siren. Sirens is different.
I mean, I would join the training. I would just be bad at it.
Well, it would be the sort of this again. This is Fey. This is Fey magic. This is Fey training in a sense. Just put it into your notes. Who knows? It might come up later.
You know what? If everybody is doing it, I'm
okay.
going also.
You know what? Let's all of you roll a performance. Let's just see if just in case you are proficient, let me know.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you are. We've seen it. That's a you're not that good at singing.
No, I'm better at dancing.
Tavaren, interesting.
After my natural one earlier, this is.
Oh,
So sad.
Ysdred, and
I'm so sad.
yeah. I mean,
Tavaren, you just needed to find your voice.
Yeah, no, it was your fault actually. It was just your presence there made it worse.
okay.
So
yeah.
I'll also put a gondola swan ticket on there.
The music starts to, as you're coming into the sort of the final hours of the night here, you can feel that as for the Big Top Extravaganza, people are sort of starting to gather towards the center of the carnival as they're moving back into the Big Top, and here you have that there is an excitement while everybody's sort of hopeful to be chosen. There is definitely a moment where they know that there's only going to be one tonight. Actually, no, I had where's my Big Top? There we go. As you step in, let's here we go. Okay. As you take your seats, again, actually, you would find the same seats that you had previously sort of open as everybody steps. People around you have not moved about, as if they've gone directly to the seats that they would occupy at the beginning. But here, the atmosphere is different from the Big Top. As before there were shows, this is a parade. And you can see in front of you all of the come on, music. You can see all of the big faces, right? Of the carnival. You see let's see. As they come in, as you come in, Dullahan, the displacer beast, seems to escort Mr. Witch from his wagon to the coronation, leaving Taco the clown to guard the back. Mr. Witch follows then, sort of stands at the entrance of the Big Top, and you can see Candlefoot walking in with a large sort of hat box. Palasha being rolled in her giant tank onto the middle of the scene as she starts to sing. The song is different than you would heard, and you hear sort of comments in the audience around you about how, wait, this is not the song that we had heard last night or the night before. There's something new, there's a new energy to it. You know why. As she sings about joy, she sings about people bringing joy together, basically. The next steps seem to be almost ritualistic, as Mr. Light sort of is moving with the wand, is sort of moving people around, and sort of gathering the cheers among the crowd. You can see that Mr. Witch goes to the box and moves a golden crown made of seemingly sort of butterflies all over. As Mr. Light continues, there is a stream of golden light that sort of emanates from his scepter, and you can see that almost with the wave, almost like a wave, it sort of moves about the crowd, and you can see kids and adults alike try to catch it. And the light sort of moves through fingers, sort of plays with the audience expectations, and you can hear oohs and ahs as everybody's waiting for the person to be selected. Now, we know here as players and GM that one of you four is going to be the one to be selected.
I hope so.
But I would ask my players, of the four of you, who does the light touch?
Are you asking players or characters?
I'm asking players.
As a player, my guess would go to either Plum or Tavaren.
As in, this is not a guess. I am asking you basically
Yeah.
to choose among the
No,
four.
yeah.
I mean, depends on the criteria. If the criteria is just the mood going up, like we have a winner, like by far.
As in who? Who do you?
Tavaren.
Tavaren. So we've Plum.
Yeah, let's go for Tavaren.
I thought Plum, but
You are
Yeah.
modest. Okay.
Yeah,
There
but
is-
again,
Yes, I think that there's that moment where, indeed, so the light sort of comes towards you, and Tavaren, it sort of illuminates you, almost like if there were a spotlight put upon you. But it's not. You feel there's It's not that white light that leaves you sort of naked and sort of open to everybody. It's like it's comforting, and people around you are genuinely excited for you. There's a moment where the golden light sort of moves around. It shifts away, turns around Anna, Plum, Ysdred a bit as well, and then it sort of comes at almost like it's narrowing its choice around you, and then just seeps inside. You can hear applause from the crowd around you that sort of seeps around as people witness you being chosen by the light. There's also applaud from the carnival hands as Mr. Witch brings the light towards you. Well, brings the crown towards you. I think that the tiefling that you had met earlier sort of jaunts up to your seat and invites you to sort of with inviting hand. Come.
I push Tavaren.
yeah, the Tavaren is very cautiously going like, okay, I guess I need to.
I push Tavaren.
As
It's your
you
moment. Go.
As you are brought forward into the ring, and you can see you are almost blinded yourself. You can't necessarily see the audience around you, but what you do see are all of the hands around that are cheering. You see Plum's circus act, and among them his sister, sort of throwing sort of sparkles and confetti around you as, again, this crown is now brought towards you. Mr. Light brings up his weather vane and, making a whole dance around you, turns and taps you lightly on each shoulder. And, bow, child, bow.
Like drops to his fucking knees, basically.
Yeah. And the crown is placed upon your head. The crowd. Go ahead, Ysdred. You were saying that?
Like, Ysdred taps Plum's shoulder, like, go with your voice, go with your voice. Doesn't every king needs a queen? Go on, say it.
Are you encouraging me? Because
No,
that's his moment.
No.
She's whispering to Plum.
I give a nod. I give a nod like, not now. This is important. Afterwards.
Why?
They're gonna keep our head.
You are basically the two dark elves basically flank you, Tavaren, each as you are sort of moved in a whole. The parade starts again, running around the circuit, the inner ring, as you are in. I mean, this is part of it. I think Tavaren. I mean, you get taken into it, right? The whole, as in you're easily amused, that kind of thing. As you are cheered by the crowd wearing this, and there is that moment where I mean, you describe the moment, you describe the feeling. I've talked enough.
I mean, Tavaren is like when they first come to get him, that's very much the cautiously taking the hand and being like, they still have to pull him a bit out of this. But I feel like, indeed, like, he quite quickly just sort of, like, it kind of seems to wash over him, and he's just like, okay, this is not terrible. This is nice. Okay, yeah, okay. Hi, yeah, and then he starts doing the wave, and then there's a crown on his head, and he goes like, ooh.
There's a moment where, I mean, you see Lady Cloppington sort of come up to you, grasp your hands, and sort of moves you about again, as the two elves start addressing the crowd, thanking them for the evening, promising more delights in the nights to come. Come one, come again. We thank you for this. We thank you. And as the finale sort of explodes in a brilliant of light and shimmer all around you, the lights all of a sudden go dim, stop, as people, it goes down, and then sort of slow music starts to start, as in, this is the end of the night. Please make your way towards the exit. It is now literally 4 a.m., by the way. But people don't seem tired. The smiles on their faces, this was a good night. There's a moment where, Tavaren, you realize, and the three of you as well, that your actions have had consequences on these hundreds of people that are around you that saw that. And in some way, the fact that you were crowned, they would recognize that you had a part in their enjoyment, in that mirth that penetrated them throughout the carnival. This is something important that you four have done for these hundreds of people this night. It is not always the night that joy explodes, and you should be proud of that.
As everyone starts to go towards the exit, Anna heads towards the front of the stage where Tavaren is still standing, I guess. and rushes towards him and just has. Yeah, she's gonna do it. She's impulsive enough for that. She jumps in your arms and says, "I'm so happy for you. You deserve it. It's amazing.
And then
Oh, and that crown is gorgeous, by the way."
and then I push Ysdred like, now is the moment to say it. Come on, Ysdred, say it now. Say it now. It's what.
A queen! We want a queen!
I think the words are heard maybe by maybe a few, right? Not necessarily everyone in the crowd or whatnot. People are moving away, but there is that moment where I think the staff here, and there's a moment where there's a bit of some laugh a bit, others go "aw," but the two people who actually do I think who truly sort of melt into that are Pashala and Candlefoot, right? But again, the festivities die down. The lights grow dim. The big top becomes more real all of a sudden. As the enchantment sort of died down, the mystique of the big top, it just becomes canvas once more. Canvas, riggings, and wood. The enchantment fades away as the people sort of go up. And as such, there's a moment where Tavaren, you see the crown sort of disappear, sort of fading away.
Oh.
And while there's just that moment where you still feel the weight, you see, you see Candlefoot sort of look into the hat box that they had and then place the lid on top, understanding that it has taken back its place for the next. And you have a parade
a little longer.
A parade of. The thing is, there's something about it, as in,
like it doesn't feel like it's quite gone yet.
It doesn't feel like it's quite gone yet. You can still feel the weight of the crown on your brow. Just that not cold, right? But that sort of little sort of metallic, as if you were wearing a very light band of it.
Yeah.
The charm is there somewhere. I will send it to you. You will decide if you wish to share it or not. But we will definitely be seeing it at some point, I'm guessing.
Probably.
But what happens then is that there's a parade of the hands sort of come up, shake your hand. You can see Cloppington sort of, congratulations. There's a bit of a flirty sort of elbow, sort of shoulder rub from the tiefling. People sort of Plum around you. You've got the acrobats that are coming in to sort of hug, to either hug or shake your hand and whatnot. You feel like the four of you are sort of part of the family in a way.
Yeah. Are Mr. Witch and Mr. Light still there, or have they disappeared yet?
You
already
can see that they are now that the crown has gone back to the box. They are sort of turning to leave to go back in the staff area.
Okay.
And
how do we I think Tavaren is definitely like, hey, but wasn't there supposed to be like a
Mr.
Excuse us.
Anna is gonna dart through the crowd, trying to catch up with them, and say just, Mr. Witch, Mr. Light, a moment,
yes.
if you please.
I think the two of them sort of turn about. There's definitely a moment where there's sort of again there's that sort of for Mr. Light, yes, child, and Mr. Witch looks annoyed, right, sort of looking at his pocket watch.
I am very sorry to bother you, and it's gonna take just a minute, but as we told you, we really need to get into Prismeer, and after thinking about it, I think I know what was holding you back, and I think we have a solution. Kettle stream.
The out from the shadows, the Kenku sort of sheepishly sort of approaches. They were in the audience at some point, but have decided not to follow. Sort of following it, makes his way up to the. And again, he's sort of ringing, and you can see Burley. You can see the others sort of having sort of a nasty glare towards. Towards the Kenku, who seems to be a bit sheepishly going, I'm basically in the middle of everybody who I've been annoying for the past week, and they don't like me.
Kettlestream here has been trying to find a way to make sure that Zybilna is okay. But they don't want to cross into Prismeer. Which is where I think the limit of your bargain stands. So we're not gonna listen. But if you would be so kind as to give Kettlestream the key, I'm sure they will vow to never again pose any problem for the Carnival.
Well, if it is for the good of the Carnival, what do you think, Mr. Witch? Mr. Witch, most likely for the first time since you've seen him, smiles. But it's a smile that is short, right? Actually, I want to change it. I want to go back to something. Let's go to this. The Mr. Witch basically smiles again and goes, just nods slowly. And sort of gestures with his head to Mr. Light towards the Kenku. Well, Mr. Light replied, well, let us see then. Come here, little bird. Let me whisper into your ear. Let me be the one. Let me for this time be the bird on your shoulder. There's a hesitance with regards to Kettle's team. Sort of looks to you. So I'm guessing you sort of edged them on.
Yeah, go ahead. We've got your back.
You know, sort of wrapping themselves, sort of keeping tightly around their body, the cloak, right? And there's a whisper. You can't hear it from now, but there's the Kenku sort of nods, and Mr. Light just goes, sort of branches and just boops the end of the beak. And well, now that that's done, let us show you at least the door. It would be impolite for us to not escort you to the exit, as we do for all the other guests. Let's see, do I have that?
Yes, please show us to the door.
Yes.
The part is very much like, please show us to the right door.
Yes. Let's see, do I have a handout? Player out. There we go. As you were escorted by the two elves and the Kenku, you were led to the Hall of Illusions. And once again, actually, could I have Plum make me one last perception check, please?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Okay, thank you. As you walk through, actually no, I'll go with Anna, Tavaren, Ysdred. You may do so as well, considering that there's a.
I think Plum is more distracted with like seeing his sister,
Yeah.
like saying goodbye to the sister again. Like he has some difficulty with that.
Ysdred?
Yeah, unless.
You get- Okay.
Ooh.
God,
I
that is not a
rolled
good-
the best with a 13. That's not
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it's the end of the night, and yeah.
And I'm still
She's
going like,
not-
there's a crown, but it's not there.
I think that Tavaren, there is a moment as you're walking in not necessarily the shadows, right? There's still the lights are still on, but they're just illumination. The enchantment has gone in a sense. But I think that there's a moment where you just see a figure sort of peering through two of the stalls. It's not the little girl with the pig mask. This is something different. It seems to be almost incorporeal, almost like a shadow itself, wearing some sort of mask. The only way that I would describe it would be a sort of a Venetian mask with a sort of a moon to it. You just catch it for a brief. You can't see much more than that. But it's enough for you to realize that they are not wearing wings either. That maybe something is spying on you currently. It's gone for a second, just a brief moment on the edge of your vision. But you are brought to the Hall of Illusions. Without too much time, you are escorted to the one mirror that shows you yourselves currently, to the mirror of present. Well, says Mr. Witch in a hushed tone, everything you seek and more lies beyond this mirror. Of course, we were not the ones to let you in.
Of course not.
No.
No,
We would wish you luck.
but
But
you
they
couldn't
did that.
because you didn't know where we were going.
Of course. Of course. But please, come again soon. We would love, as he turns to Anna, see you a third time. And Plum, we would have you remember your family. Come join us again. Ride with us for a few worlds. But you have other places to be now, I guess. So tonight is good. It is goodbye for tonight.
Thank you for the night.
Thank you for the night.
And thank you.
For the entire day.
The two elves move away as kettle steam starts in Mr. Light's voice say, hither, thither, here and there, wander yonder, show me where. The mirror opens up. Behind it, you can see a immobile, starry sky. Something different, something unusual, something unknown. Except maybe for one of you. Who's the first one to go in?
Yeah, I think Ysdred and me are gonna rush in. Like it opens and we're like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah. I mean, we probably don't spend time waiting for something, just crossing.
I think Tavaren goes in very much lost.
Okay.
As you are about to step in, just before you go through, the two elves turn their sort of silhouettes against the entrance of the tent, and which says, "Mind the rule of 3. Future, present, and past. Find the alicorn and free the dormant queen at last." And that is the last that you would hear of them.
Find the alicorn.
Find the alicorn and free the dormant queen at last.
Rule of 3, present, past, and future.
Future, present, and past. Future, present, past.
I am not even noting that because I already jumped through the mirror.
Yes.
Tavaren is writing everything down.
Yeah, I was, but find the
okay.
alicorn and
Find the alicorn.
Free the dormant queen at last.
the dormant queen at last. I'm not sure how you write alicorn.
As you 4 step through, there is a rush as you are pulled through a tunnel of stars and light. Something within you, for each and one of you, feels like coming home in a way. These shapes, these forms that you'd had in the mortal plane, apart from Anna, seems to be lifted like like removing a coat, a heavy coat from your shoulders. Each and one of you, Plum, Tavaren, and Ysdred, you feel something rejuvenate, a bit more alive. As we pass into the first steps, Plum first. Who's second?
No,
I think it's Plum, Ysdred,
Plum,
Anna,
Ysdred.
Tavaren.
Okay. As each of you step out in turn, you feel your feet coming from basically you find yourselves, sorry, trying to find the words. Your feet, of the boots, you feel the clopping on old stone. There is a smell that accosts your nostrils, one of marshland, that warm scent of decaying mulch. You barely have the time to appreciate your surroundings as Tavaren walks through. And there's a surprise on your face. The 4 of you. Well, the 3 of you. Maybe even the 4 of you. As Tavaren
No, I'm not surprised.
has changed. As the young man, shy, red-faced youth, has shifted. And where we would see a young man, we now see a taller figure, strongly built, of a fearbulk. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Tavaren?
That is where we end for tonight. That is where we move into chapter 2 of the wild Belong the Witchlight. We find ourselves as the.
I know what that means. That means
Yes.
we get a level up.
Absolutely, you get to level up, and our spectators have a new background to watch as we move into the swampy domain of Hither. So,
Man, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
thank you for watching. Players, should you wish to stay, we can have a little conversation after the outro. For those who need to leave, they may. And right. So for those, stay tuned for maybe the after show. For those, well, we will see you next time in chapter 2. Hither.
Bye!
Bye.
back. There we go. For those who have so that was chapter 1. That was Wild Beyond. That was the Witchlight Carnival.
That was a
How'd you
good
like it?
episode. That was a good episode. I loved it.
Yeah.
So do we know yet? Do we know the Disney princess yet?
Please. Okay, so we doing. Come on, guys.
Come on.
Come on.
I've said Beauty and the Beast, but
It's not Belle.
No,
And the
it
beast
should
is
be-
not. The beast is certainly not a princess. Well, it depends on the movie, but
Exactly.
so
And maybe the beast feels like a. Then I don't know. My brain is not computing.
oh come on! I even give you a hint on the Discord.
There was the whole. That we even sat in a boat, and I wanted to do the whole kiss the girl scene.
at some point I was about Aladdin, but no.
No, kiss the
No,
girl.
Ariel.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh
It's
my
not-
god.
It's
Oh,
not one
wow.
of my favorites by far. Like I don't really like Ariel.
It makes sense. Your character, how he is. God damn it. Wow. That's amazing. Wow.
I mean, Jan was mentioning he even had the cluttered room with knickknacks all over the place.
And the funny thing is that, like, you know, we had someone that already went like.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. Actually, while we are here, let's see if I can.
Two, we level up. That means we get stuff.
Yes.
Yes, it means I get my horse.
And it means like I mean I honestly like because you've suggested moving to 2024 5e.
Yes. Yeah. That is actually that is a possibility.
Yep. I've looked at it some more, and there's just I watched the Dungeon Dudes video about like the druids and then they go like yes and so there's 4 archetypes and you've got the summoner and you've got the and then they go into the subclasses and then the summoner never gets mentioned in every of the subclasses because they've just kind of just ignored it in the fucking subclasses. Which
Like
yeah,
I said, well,
it does like the old stuff for the summoner for the summoner subclass just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And it really makes it
I
like,
think that
I can change my entire like
look,
thing?
the subclasses are made to work with the new rules.
Yeah.
So we can just keep that.
Yeah,
The new
I
we
just
can
need
keep
to
those.
keep the legacy spells because
Yeah.
don't work.
Yeah. No, I think the idea behind all that. I mean, we can have that whole conversation. By the way, I've put up the at least on screen right now Tavaren's new look. Tavaren, feel free to share it on the Discord so that the others might see.
Yes.
Yes, please. I want to see. Pretty
But
please.
So
before
I mean
I don't have
I
tokens.
mean
Damn
you
it.
know you I mean I will show both of them because otherwise it'll just stop. Wait, let's put this in. Where do we put this? Witchlight art, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Old.
So, but while he's doing that, so what do you think of the carnival?
I liked it a lot.
That was fun.
Do you have any questions you want? There are the things that you want to sort of know more about.
Nice.
Yo!
Yeah.
Oh god, that's a 10 out of a 10. Jesus.
By the way, for those watching at home, just so you know, yes, the artist Green Chew actually made each character here will have a transformation, so they have alternate art for everyone. We will be keeping this secret until the change happens, of course. But yes, Fjellborg Tavaren is very cute. Actually, a bit more. How should I put it? I love the fact that they've got a beard now, so they're a bit more. They look a bit more adult.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I already had the whole conversation where it was like, "How old are you?" And I'm actually, yeah, I'm actually 10 years older than I'm in my 30s, but that doesn't mean that I'm not in my teens according to human years.
Hey, Plum
Hey.
he's keeping his mouth shut.
Look, there's that gag about the bartender knowing the legal age of drinking needs to bring a fucking book like this and going, okay, what race are you? Dwarves?
Wait,
okay,
so
let's what's the legal age for dwarves?
You are 130. Is
Okay.
that actually? Are you legal at drinking age?
So you get the beer, but not the fire ale. And wait, what do you mean you're half dwarf? What's the table?
Yeah.
But yeah. By the way, if you wanted to know what the Pixie Kingdom and the Bubble Pop Teapot were about, so the Pixie Kingdom, Cups of Trees shelters a miniaturized fairground. At its heart, a hamster runs inside a tiny Ferris wheel encircled by miniature wagons and candy stalls. A pixie sit cross-legged in the hollow of a tree at the entrance of this realm. The pixie introduces himself as Jeremy Plum.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I saw that and I'm going, oh, there's family drama right here. And does his best to persuade the characters that the Pixie Kingdom is the best attraction the Carnival has to offer. One punch. And basically encourages the characters to adopt pixie names before entering. And so I've got a table here of pixie names. So you would roll 2d8 and you could be...
I would love that, actually.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's all... Everybody roll me a d8.
Let's do this.
Yes. Just a second.
What? Just one? 1d8?
Yeah, 1d8.
I'm gonna roll it in real life and tell you
Okay.
because I closed up my things already.
I rolled a fucking 8. Wow.
That's a 7 for me.
Okay. And Ysdred?
A 7.
Okay. Oh, so we need...
I can reroll.
Okay. So Plum, the 5 would be Jellybean Starfish.
Oh, yes.
For
that's
Tavaren, it'd be... so for 6, it'd be Panache. 7 is Puddle Mud. And 8 is Toad Hop.
Toad Hop. Okay.
And basically what happens is that you are sprinkled with pixie dust and you become miniaturized. And so you can have the whole attraction until you leave. And there's a whole slew of... I'll open up I'll send you on the Discord the exact thing. We won't go into the whole thing. And then the bubble is... It's one of the things that it's like the Dragonfly ride, but you have a bit more control. So it's kind of it could technically be a tool for surveilling and trying to catch kettle steam or trying to find other things. The pixie is more about, again, it's a bit like the Silver Song Lake, whereas you get rumors, you get basically information as to how to get into the portal. But you did the Almirash ring toss, the catch the dragon by the tail. You did the gnome poetry contest. I hated that one. You had the guess the number of feathers on the cockatrix. Where you had there was an intelligence check. So in the smaller stalls, and then you had outstare the Cyclops, which was a Constitution check. And you got prizes with regards to that. So, but yeah, I really like this because it's a whole different experience of D&D. there's no combat. There are alternate ways. I think it's a fairly chill. And
very chill.
you guys,
It's also quite a lot.
you guys. I don't. Well, we know that you didn't you didn't do those two, but I mean, you pretty much 100%ed everything. You got all the allies. You got all the information. So congratulations on that. Yeah, it's.
Go on.
No, I'm saying somebody has been trying to. Oh no, that's because no. You marked all of the things that you went through. That's the blue little things.
No, there was some.
No,
There was
just-
when I don't remember who, but someone.
Some
was
people had theories about drawing lines from.
on
Yeah,
the
me,
map.
I spent a whole episode on that, and you didn't give me no clue, so I just dust it apart because
I will say this: the clues are on the map. I cannot
I mean I got those,
No,
but something is wrong. So something is wrong with.
I mean, there's probably something else to it. It's just, yeah.
No, it forms a word. Like I'm sure of it,
Okay.
but
What does it mean?
either I do not have the right name for it, the right letter, or something like that. But I don't know what that is. So
I'm guessing it
Whatever.
forms a W and an L or something like that. Like witch and lights. I don't know.
it's been a while, so I do not remember exactly. But I guess one of the picture I got the name wrong because it doesn't make sense.
Well, keep it in your notes. It might make sense later.
Yeah.
That's.
There's a bunch of stuff that we have to keep in our notes now, so that maybe later it can come up.
Yeah, I mean, remember
Anyway.
the rules. The rules of words. Of exchange, as in a favor made is a favor owed.
Reciprocity.
Yeah, reciprocity. Thank you. There's definitely that will come up. There's a lot of things that you've done here that will come up in later chapters. Definitely.
I found it back again. So it's a goblin, an almirage, a tree, an apple, an arrow, a swan, and an hippogriff, an axe, and back to the gnome. And I was thinking maybe the first letter, so it makes gata. Well, I don't remember, but something's wrong. But that's the only thing that makes sense, and I spent a whole night on that.
I know. I saw
So-
you doing the lines and the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, Gabby, it will. It might come up, but you will know the end of this by the end. Definitely
No,
by
I
the end
think
of the
I'm
campaign.
just gonna be mad at you for that one.
It will probably make
Because
more
if
sense
that's
at some
something
point.
that I have wrong because I do not have the right name of it, I'm gonna be mad at you.
I did not
Yes.
design this.
Yo,
You
Yes.
go to Chris
DM did
Perkins.
nothing. DM did nothing.
No, I am gonna be mad at you because you could have corrected me on the right name.
Well,
Oh.
By the
Oh,
way,
what? Oh,
and
different map.
here we go.
Ah,
New map, so that
it's hither and thither.
yes.
And yawn.
Whoa.
And right down here
Oh,
in the
God.
corner, if I can try and get this little fella right here, that
Oh, fuck.
is actually Chris Perkins's dog.
There's more pointy things.
Wait a minute.
Are...
Don't remove it immediately because I
I'm
was
not. I'm going to
logged
remove
out.
myself, and
Oh God.
I need to.
Yeah.
I need to go to the bathroom anyway.
Okay.
and-
Anyways,
and
thank you.
I'm happy to see this map. I will
Give me a
level up my
second.
character, and
Oh my God. This is
So,
beautiful.
for those who were watching,
Nice.
once again, thank you for coming. Thank you for following this first chapter. We will be continuing as soon as we can. Right. So,
Yep.
on that end, thank you.
Do we
Bye-bye.
already have a?
Bye.
Yeah, we do have a date. Okay,
We have
perfect.
to do a date
Okay.
indeed.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye
Yeah,
bye.
bye.